Oh boy, there it is, the second letter for Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Coming soon. We don't have the release date, but we do have more exciting details about the map of the game, guys. They are trying to recreate a full scale of Hong Kong Island. It's not the entire territory of Hong Kong, it's just the island where you have the main commercial hub here, which is what we see here in this map. Now, I think that this is a low-res image and it doesn't really look how the game is going to look like because, well, we are going to have some really nice screenshots that do look much better than what we are seeing here. But yes, they will be recreating the entire city. So let's have a look here at what they are telling us. Today, we are going to continue exploring the world of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. After the first newsletter, you now own your new luxury car with customized performance and style. It's now up to you and your driving skills to stand out from the crowd and beat your rivals. So it looks like we are going to have a rival system, perhaps, in Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, which is not something that we had before, but it could be linked again to the two different clans that we are going to have to join eventually. We're going to have to pick one, and I suppose that the other one will be the rival one. As you know, other than physical, mental, and fine motor skills, what separates an excellent driver from a good one is knowledge of the terrain. You need to master your speed, cornering bumps in the road, weather conditions, visibility. So again, we're having a couple of features here that we are going to have in the game, including weather condition. That's great. I mean, we had that before, not in the first one. The first Test Drive Unlimited had different, I would say, weather, yes, but not rain, right? It was either sunny or cloudy. But the second one, I believe, also had rain and also nighttime as well. Getting to know a course inside out takes time, dedication, and practice. The variety of roads can be found on Hong Kong Islands, also known as HKI, makes it great for exploration. It's not something that you think of, guys, by the way, when you think of Hong Kong, you think of the big cities, but it's actually true when you look on the map that they have a lot of different types of terrain that locals get to enjoy on just the island, not even the new territories. So, getting to know a course inside out takes time, practice, and dedication. The variety of roads can be found on the Hong Kong Island makes it great for exploration. That's why in this newsletter we'll explore this unique island together and take a closer look at your playground for Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Nice little screenshot here that we are seeing, by the way. Looks like this is an Audi Q7 probably, and yeah, there are lots of creeks like this, little lakes with nice little gazebo, Chinese looking gazebo, because it's China, right? Of course. Faithfully recreated at a true 1-to-1 scale, Hong Kong Island is actually a great place to enjoy a very varied and intense driving experience, despite what you might think, of course, the stereotype of the very dense city, which exists, but it's not just that. You may not be able to tackle all the challenges on the island that it has to offer with your first car, but you will be able to explore and discover many of the surprises that Hong Kong Island has in store. Yes! And that was also something that we had in the previous Test Drive Unlimited game, Test Drive Unlimited 2, where exploration really played a big part, and there were even exploration missions where you had to take photographs of select areas that we were asked to find, and I absolutely loved those exploration missions. I normally don't like exploration in games, but that particular aspect, I loved it very much. I really hope that it comes back. An island for all types of driving. Oh, Hong Kong Island is full of very different landscapes, from the traditional narrow streets of the old town to the wide highways where you can really put the pedal to the metal, to the off-road mountain trails that require skill and technique. Each type of terrain poses its own unique challenges. The driving experience offered by Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is realistic and challenging, which is something that they've tried to do as well. Especially the last game was not that easy to master, so much so that before you could take part of some competition, you had to actually pass a driving license in order to do that. And I believe that this is probably going to come back as well. The driving experience offered by Test Drive Unlimited, yes, we already know. And so, by honing your skills behind the wheel and choosing the right car for the road type, you will learn to dominate all the different types of terrain you will encounter, as we can see here in the screenshot. Obviously, a Ford F-150 is definitely a very good choice to pick up those dirt roads here. You're probably not going to go that far with a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. As well as the varied terrain types, there is a dynamic weather and time of the day system. Yes, so we're going to have night and day and weather. And hopefully it's also going to be reflecting some of the crazy weather that Hong Kong has. They can have typhoons sometimes, and I hope that we are going to have that as well, because that can be a lot of fun if you're driving and it's very windy, it's pushing your car, you know. You can go for a sunny ride at dawn to a long nighttime drive under stormy skies. Rain has a significant impact on the behavior of your car. You will need to adapt your driving to avoid unexpected skids and maybe change your tires and gear ratios. Don't forget to turn on your windscreen wipers while waiting for the sun to come back out so you can put the top down again. This was something that we could do in the previous game, but the wipers is very cool, so it's also going to be part of the game. And there's always been a little bit of realism in Test Drive Unlimited as well. The wipers, the blinkers, I think that we even had the warning lights as well in the previous game. It was absolutely insane, the level of realism and immersion that they put into the game. Not something that you find in most games. Anyway, the day and night cycle is also realistic with distinct phases for dawn, day, evening, and night. Like previous editions, Hong Kong Island has been optimized to encourage freely driving. Yeah, so just like before, right? They tried to recreate Ibiza Island in the Mediterranean Sea, but it was not exactly like how it was, right? In total, you can explore over 600 kilometers of roads. It's not that much. Exploring roads in Hong Kong Island is a core part of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. The more you explore, the more rewards you earn. We've got the notes from Alain Jarniou, the creative director, who says that recreating Hong Kong Island was a considerable challenge. Should I do it with a French accent? Because it's French. Recreating Hong Kong Island with those variety is a small detail was a considerable challenge. In an open world game like TDU, we need to provide a seamless and interesting driving experience as well as encourage exploration with an important part of the experience. To increase immersion and transport players to a new country, we also wanted to make HKI very realistic, which is why we recreated at a 1-to-1 scale. It was a challenge technically as well as in terms of gameplay. Thanks to the experience gained developing many rally games, WRC series, and motorcycling games, TT series, we have considerable expertise in creating realistic environments on a large scale. But TDU is a different kind of experience and more challenging. Hong Kong Island is an amazing playground that offers incredible diversity, and each environment receives special attention to make them more fun for the players. To emphasize the fast and smooth driving for experience the very dense urban network of Hong Kong Island, some small adjustments were needed because certain little streets were too narrow. I think that's a shame. I think that narrow streets, even if they're too narrow, actually do emphasize the sense of speed, even at a very low speed. So I would have loved to keep them, but it's true that some of them are like really one lane, no parking space. If they are talking here about the little back alley, which is the kind of alley where I actually live right here in Taiwan, then I understand that that's perhaps why they had to make these adjustments. Conversely, some light redesign was done to the major thoroughfares to make them more fun and adapted to very fast cars while respecting the identity of Hong Kong Island. To increase exploration options, we use our expertise from WRC games to transform certain walking and hiking paths into small mountain roads that a car can use. It's up to you to discover all the island's secret areas by driving down routes that aren't always shown on the map. It takes time for Hong Kong Island to give up all its secrets. As you can see, Everything has been done to provide a unique, fun, and sometimes challenging game experience while remaining as authentic as possible. And yeah, so apparently we're going to be able to take non-charted routes that will be able to take us to some really nice locations, such as the one that we can see here in the screenshot. I really, really hope that they're going to bring back the exploration missions and that you're going to have to go through some of those off-the-beaten-path roads in order to find the target area that you need to find. Next, a very dense world map. And here we have a picture of a gas station. Now, gas stations look like they're going to be coming back as well. They were there in the previous games. That you were not able to refill your car with fuel in the previous game. It was more about cleaning up your car and maintaining it. So let's see what this is about. While the competitive drivers among you will love all the different races organized by the Solo Crown players looking for exploration and relaxation, we're also happy. You'll find 14 districts to explore, and each one full of activities, events, and objects to find and collect. And fans of previous Test Drive Unlimited games will be excited to hear that wrecks are returning to Hong Kong Island with parts to be found across the island. Anyone who manages to find all the parts can acquire some iconic cars. Yes! Please, bring back the Citroën 2CV, the De Chevaux, which I used to own, by the way. I used to own 2 De Chevaux when I was young. I loved my De Chevaux. They were so fun. And I loved driving the De Chevaux in Test Drive Unlimited 2. It was absolutely bizarre, but very fun too. Especially for cruising and exploring. A perfect car. You don't going too fast. You are enjoying the traffic, going by the flow as well. Like you're imagining that you are part of the game, and that's what those slow cars are for. There are also many challenges to tackle. Beat your speed records through the island speed traps, and go head-to-head against other players or your friends in instant challenges. Your driving will probably not be perfect, and your cars won't always stay in immaculate condition. But don't worry, there are gas stations available to restore them to their shiniest best. No words there, however, on whether or not we will be able to refill the car with gas. I would love to have some kinds of fuel mechanism where you also need to watch out for your gauge, basically, and see if you need some gas or not. Imagine, you run out of fuel during a race, boom, race over, you're out of fuel, you lost, the other guys win. That's it. We have a note here from Stéphane Cambier, the lead artist. Hong Kong Island has a wide variety of locations, and we wanted to reproduce as many of these environments as possible, from small inlets on the coast to mountain peaks to dense urban areas and swamps. Obviously, you can't show Hong Kong Island without the major landmarks that make up its famous skyline and iconic places from movies like the Monster Building. You can cruise through downtown Wan Chai, the financial district with huge buildings like the Upwell Center and the Convention Center, then pass through the Central District under the Bank of China Tower and the Twin Towers of the Lippo Center and iconic skyscraper on Hong Kong Island. The East Docks area is perfect playground for the streets. Their HQ is underground industrial nightclub, can be found there. But if you prefer a calmer, more residential atmosphere, the Ripples Bay district with its luxury dealership is on the south side of the island. The Peak, the island's highest point, is perfect for off-road experience and admire the city as the sun goes down. Are you an introverted explorer at heart? Set off to find the small fishing village at the foot of Tai Tam Tuk Reservoir, which can only be reached by a small pass. Then take the Dragon's Back to reach Sheikh O for unforgettable gaming moments that can be found in Test Drive Unlimited Solo Crown. Does that mean that we are going to have gamble again? Because gambling was part of Test Drive Unlimited 2. We had casinos where we could win a ton of money without driving, and it was fun. We could even win cars there that were exclusive to the casino. I would love that to be back, but that we don't know. With this guided tour, you can see that Hong Kong Island has incredible variety that we have faithfully recreated, so you can enjoy epic driving adventure with your friends. And that is it here for the newsletter. That's pretty much it. It's it's basically, yeah, a 1-to-1 scale of the island. Now, they're not going to put back all the roads. Some of them will be adjusted for gameplay purposes. Obviously, it's not fun to drive everywhere in real life. It's not going to be fun to drive everywhere in Test Drive Unlimited Solocron if they put back all the same streets in real life. We get that. But overall, I think that the game looks absolutely phenomenal. I think that it's going to be a ton of fun exploring all those different environments, different missions. I like that exploration seemed to be a main focus of the game, and when this comes out, well, I'll definitely play it on day one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Sorry for the French accent. It just felt like doing an authentic French accent. Actually, French is my native language, so that's actually how it is. When I was a kid and my English was not so good, that is how I sounded. So that's why I just wanted to have a little fun there. Anyway, I'll see you guys for the next one. Have a great day. I've been Irad. Cheers.